welcome back to Murder We Spoke, the podcast where we convene once per month to systematically break down another spectacular episode of Murder, She Wrote that was lovingly, recommended by you, our dear listeners. I'm Marissa Galvan, and I am joined, as always, by my co-host, Ben Tahaya.
Hi, Mark. And we got to change that because now we are once a week, now that we're in the final home stretch.
I was about to say, and I was like, we convene once per month. It's been since...
We didn't update the text.
January. It's okay.
We say that now, and we're like, let's just do once a month again. This isn't...
Let's leave ourselves some wiggle room. I'm sorry.
Marissa and our guests have enjoyed some wine with the...
We're welcoming you...
We are joined. Take a couple breaths, Mark.
I can't.
We'll power through. It's okay. We're joined. My guest has taught me how to throw the perfect right hook. She is a comedian. She is a wonderful, lovely person who agreed to drive all the way out from apparently northwest of Burbank to be here.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I feel like we owe her money now or something.
I think so.
There's some exchange of goods has to happen here. It's Caitlin Eckstein.
Yes.
They've really put too much of an accent on the Stein. I apologize.
It's okay. They put a lot of accents on a lot of what we watched tonight, so.
Yeah, the accent is the word of the day.
Absolutely.
Caitlin, thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Thank you.
All right, guys, the episode we're talking about debuted on October 28th, the year of our Lord, 1990. And it's Season 7, Episode 4, entitled Hannigan's Wake. Of which, it should be wakes plural, because there was
right?
definitely more. There was 2 wakes and a funeral.
Okay.
So,
Way too many.
That dead body was exposed to the air for a long... Again, I do not know how funerals work. But
Over the course of weeks.
I feel like this episode took place over the course of several days. Yes. And that corpse was just... If anybody ever wanted to film next to it, he's there. He's ready.
He's chilling. He's looking good.
Easiest paycheck this guy ever got. He's like, I'll just lie here.
Or sit.
Yeah.
Whichever. Yeah. He's like, I am not standing.
He did not stand the entire
time. I have a blanket either way, in the casket or in the wheelchair.
All right, guys. As you know, to get in the mindset and the mood of the time this took place, we like to review the top 3 songs and the top 3 movies from the week this episode aired.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
So we're gonna play. I'm gonna warn you guys, it is not a great week for pop culture. It's
probably not.
It is grim.
It was in October of 90?
Late October 1990.
Okay. Was anything Halloween?
Well, the number 1 movie I guess you could say was a Halloween movie, but we're gonna start with the scariest of them all, the number 3 song this week.
Oh.
I hit play. I hope it is.
Have I heard of it?
Oh, you've heard of it, unfortunately.
Oh, wait.
I have no
don't
issue.
Shame this.
I have
Don't shame this song.
Okay. Well, you know what?
It's going down.
I feel like this is a great
I know every single lyric to this song.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, this is. You know what? I am in the minority at this table. I
can't believe you dumped on this right away. All right, stop.
I was like,
collaborate and listen. Ice is back with a brand new edition. Something. Grab a hold of me tightly. Flow like a hurricane. Daily and nightly.
I
don't know.
Turn off the lights. And I glow to the extreme. I rock a mic like a vandal. Light up the stage, watch choke like a candle. Dance!
Yes, girl.
Oh, okay. You can't shit on Ice
Yeah,
Ice
you
Baby.
can't. This is like a classic.
Unless you're talking about Under Pressure, and then it's like, okay.
It's like, except for the part where they completely
we can
ripped
talk
off
about
the
how they
Queen
were because obviously Freddie Mercury and David Bowie are
naturally,
right? Yeah. But why? Why would you dump on that? I feel like it was a competition when I was in high school for some reason to learn. Because that song had its, whatever.
Mm-hmm. I mean, in Celebrity Rehab Part 2.
Right. And all of, the choir kids were like, we're going to learn Ice Ice Baby and be cool. No? Anyone? No? Okay.
No.
It was...
I
want to go there, yeah.
When I was in school, we had to learn the Macarena. That was in gym class. We learned the Macarena, but I don't remember... Ice Ice Baby. I was only 7 when this song came out, so I don't remember it being worked into the curriculum.
I wasn't... born yet. I'm sorry.
I was an infant.
Yeah.
It was a hot
it
one
worked into the curriculum.
1.5.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a nostalgia factor.
That's the thing. I think that could be obviously when I was little, I loved the song.
Right.
It's great. And then when his appearance in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 : The Secret of the Ooze. Obviously, we're all Vanilla Ice fans.
And then I
the
think
Ninja Rap. Come on, get out of town.
Okay, Steven.
Do you? Well, I mean, the Ninja Rap is a far superior song. We all agree on that, at least, right? We can.
Yeah.
We can come together for that.
Okay, for sure.
I did. Oh, that was so good. What's the second one? I'm so
I know.
excited.
If he's talking shit about Vanilla, I'm like, okay.
No, that is
like it's the greatest song ever.
Yeah.
Like,
that is where we peak. This song, the number 2 song. I've never even heard this song.
What is it? Is it a Vanessa Williams song?
It is a.
It sounds like a Vanessa Williams song.
It is.
Yes,
Where's his name? James Ingram.
I know the last
Sounds
name.
like Josh Groban. Groban.
It sounds like every one of those songs. Like it's like interchangeable with all these male ballady.
They were all ballads.
Hey guys, it's my mom. She's FaceTiming.
Wait, we should answer, right?
We kind of can't because she'll be at a hospital. My
Oh
sister
no,
will be giving
no. Do you want to pause it?
No.
Okay.
Trust me.
Okay.
It'll be
I was
fine.
like, I'm ready for a mom FaceTime anytime.
They know there are boundaries.
Fourth guess. Let's do it.
Right.
I don't have the heart by James Ingram is a song. I've never heard it. Familiar to
Literally
anybody
never
else?
Heard of it, no.
Unless it had like a rebirth, anything from 1990, I'm probably not gonna know.
No.
So my mom was too old to listen to it, I think.
Yeah. I listened to stuff from the 70s for my
70.
Yeah, and everything else. I'm like,
where are these
no.
Fleetwood Mac songs? Yeah.
That's the Well, this is what happens when you watch an episode from the 90s. You don't get any of that great 80s stuff.
No.
This is okay.
Season 7 is like a deep.
We're getting a little deep in it in season 7. Oh, this is the next song. Quick transition. I apologize. I should have given you a heads up.
It, though.
This is an artist you've heard of. I don't think I recognize this song, but this is.
I don't know, but I
recognize this.
The growl?
Is it
Do I
Bon
know from
Jovi?
something else?
No.
Okay, well,
Let's see if
like,
when the vocals kick in. Let's see if we can. Let's see if
it does sound like it could be Bon Jovi.
It does sound very Bon Jovi.
Just saying.
Bon Jovi stole this. Oh, okay, not the vocals yet. Okay.
Okay, there's a long lead up.
There's gonna be a long lead in.
Oh my god, and I accidentally restarted.
It's okay, we wanted to hear the cat again.
I was not expecting a female vocalist.
Yeah.
I was kind of expecting it. I don't know. I could guess a lot of names.
This is Black Cat by Janet Jackson.
I thought it was Janet, but I don't know Black Cat.
This song I don't know. Yeah. Number 1 song of late October 1990.
Black Cat was
like
a Halloween.
Yeah.
That's
obviously.
the only reason. This is Janet's Halloween
It was
hit.
a time and a place.
This is a Halloween.
That only hit the charts.
We're gonna hear
one year.
Ghoul in the background later.
It does. That's why it starts with the cat. Okay.
When Michael came out with Thriller, Black Cat. Throw that shit in the trash.
Sure.
This is her Thriller.
Oh wait. Oh yeah.
R.I.P.
Thriller came out before that, I'm sure. That was an 80s thing,
that's the
right?
top. Again, I guess Ice Ice Baby I think was the runaway
I think
hit
that
of
was a
that.
peak on the number 3.
I feel like that was a number 1 for a very long time. It had to have
It
been.
probably had been like it was probably on the decline. I feel like by that point, it probably was like
Right.
the song of the summer, number 1 for months and months.
I don't know. Old Town Road just got knocked off. Number 1.
By
And
Billie
it was
Eilish?
yeah. Yes, we listened to the radio together.
Yeah,
Good.
I know.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I recognize
Well,
it.
It was like
and
at
then
the
went
top
away.
for like
100 weeks
for
or
longer
something.
than any other single. You're like, really?
Yeah.
You never know what the kids are listening to. I'm sure Ice Ice
Fight
Baby
me.
had a long ass run though.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
We could talk about Ice Ice Baby this entire podcast. I
Oh,
hope
for
we
sure.
don't.
We can wrap the entire
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
into it.
Welcome to the history of Ice Ice Baby.
Girlie's on standby, waiting just to say hi.
All right, guys. The top 3 movies. We're gonna rush through these because I'm gonna incorporate them into the games.
Because we can talk about it.
Because
I feel like these movies are
I've not heard of any of these movies either. This
I
has
really
been
hope I know all of them.
all right. The number 3 movie.
You don't.
The number 3 movie is a little something called White Palace.
Oh, that sounds.
You know it?
No, but that
Yeah,
sounds very.
like a druggie.
I was gonna say, like just a house full of Nazis.
Oh, okay. I was thinking more like Cocaine Palace.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
White Palace.
That would make more sense.
They
but
could
it's-
just be Nazis doing cocaine.
Yeah.
Like obviously.
It's
Devil's Triangle.
It's about, from IMDb, still getting over the death of his wife, a young advertising executive meets an older waitress, a woman that might set him free.
Oh, stop it right now.
Yeah.
Stop it right now.
Gross.
Her lady parts are that White Palace that we're talking
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah,
It's so open and spacious. Yes, because she's older.
It's an
it's like,
palace,
what is White Palace? Like, is that like the burger restaurant? They're like, we couldn't get the rights to White Castle, so we call it White Palace.
Oh, God.
It's a
I
terrible
was being
title.
naive. I didn't think of that, and then you're
here?
like, yes, sir, I do.
All right.
That's terrible.
It's starring Susan Sarandon
obviously because
and Jason Alexander.
Oh my goodness!
No.
I'm not going to tell you who the other star was because we're working him into the game.
How did we not know
Okay.
about this movie?
Exactly. How is it these people and the other person you've heard of too, but I can't.
We can't talk about it.
I
Is
can't.
it Bill Pullman?
I mean,
Gary Pullman?
Yeah.
funny you mentioned that. He is the star of the number 2 movie that we're about to
Here
discuss.
we go.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Precious?
Prescient.
Oh, I was like, wait.
No, I said Caitlin is prescient. Am I using that word correctly?
No, I don't know.
I actually don't know that word. So
I don't.
I'm like, teach me.
Webster's.
I think, isn't it like when you can predict if you're prescient, you predict.
Oh.
That
Is that what it
sounds
means?
about
I
right
might not
because
be
of
using it right.
premonition, and then that.
See, there you go.
Yeah.
Spelling. Okay, the number 2 movie is called Sibling Rivalry. Comedy directed by Carl Reiner, starring Bill Pullman
Love Carl
and 2 other
Reiner.
people who will be involved in the game, so we're not going to say that. But it is about a frustrated woman's life gets even more frustrating when she gets into an affair with a man who suffers a fatal heart attack after their fling.
I mean, that sounds about right. It's like it's complicated.
And it's
when
called
he passes
Sibling Rivalry?
Yeah, how
Did she
does
fuck
how
her
do
brother?
the
I don't
how-
know.
Exactly. How do the siblings factor in?
Okay.
IMDb has told us nothing about these 2 movies.
Wait, it's a fatal heart attack. She said it was fatal?
Yeah.
Oh.
So it seems like she.
I was like,
hasn't-
maybe he had a heart attack, and she was like, well, I'm going to go. Oh, I'm gonna
Maybe
have
she
my
was
brother
cheating.
now, and then he's like, I want to fight you, but I just had a heart attack.
Maybe
I
she gets
can't.
into like maybe it's an affair with her like sister's husband. Maybe that's how it factors in.
Okay.
I literally
Sibling
looked for these
ri-
movies. I was
no,
like,
that makes sense.
I've not heard of these. Let me see if they're streaming anywhere I can like get a taste of them. Sibling
This
Rival
could be
is
the next podcast.
I've
it's
never
on
heard of
it's on Vudu, and I was like, I don't.
Oh, that's
no.
like an app on Roku.
I'm not.
No, thank you.
Exactly.
Oh, I have a Roku TV. I'm so about that. Sibling
go
rivalry.
go download
Girl,
Vudu and you
There's
can
so
watch.
much
it.
free content.
I know.
Fixer Upper is free.
Even on my my TV that comes with all those apps, I see those free movies and I'm like, I'm scared to click on the app. Like, will it break
Yeah.
my TV? I'm not entirely sure.
And then, well, once you get to the first ad, you're like, no,
no.
that's not why I stream stuff to watch
Or
ads.
sometimes I do to fall asleep,
do.
so I'm like,
I genuinely enjoy watching ads.
I'm very jealous.
I get it because it's cheaper and I enjoy the ads.
I mean, I like the cheaper part, and the ads I'll get a snack
I
during.
just like to see if people are doing their jobs. I'm like, what did you sell me and did you do a good job?
And did they?
Sometimes.
Yeah. Sometimes I see on Instagram, I'm
Other
like,
times
oh
I'm
yeah,
like,
look
I
that
don't-
up a couple.
I don't know what
okay.
you're selling. I don't know what you're
What
selling.
is this? No.
Make it a game.
Yeah.
All right. And the number 1 movie, our Halloween movie, called Graveyard Shift, starring people you've never heard of, based on a Stephen King story, directed by Ralph S. Singleton, who you've never heard of. In a very old...
You don't know that.
I don't know. I think
Pull out my hoops.
I know Ralph Singleton.
in a very old textile mill with a serious rat infestation, the
Ew.
workers discover a horrifying secret deep in the basement.
Is it the
Graveyard
rats
Shift.
going over? Oh no.
Graveyard Shift, because I think that was the name of the collection. I think he wrote a series of.
He did.
He wrote like there was like
stories,
like
yeah.
4 or 5
That's what I was
stories
about to say, like-
in a book called Graveyard Shift, and it was all
Okay.
about.
Stephen King short stories are so good.
They're I think I might have even read. Because I think that was the one. Which one had like Langoliers? I loved Langoliers.
Oh my
growing up. I
gosh.
think that was
Speaking
another.
of like
Every-
80s classics.
Yeah.
Have you seen the movie version
Yes.
of that?
It's ridiculous.
So good.
It's and amazing. Yeah. The guy from Perfect Strangers, Balky from Perfect Strangers, plays like the villain.
Okay.
Balky Bartakamus. What's that guy? Whatever that actor's name is.
I don't know. You said it perfectly.
So good. I'm on
But-
board.
Yeah. I think that was the name of the thing. But I don't think this is an anthology movie. I think it's just about the textile mill.
Yeah. Because it said like based off of, not like.
Yeah.
I guess they,
They
used
just
that for
took
anything,
it and
but yeah.
flushed it out. I'm
Meh.
sure.
Character
Or-
names will be the same.
All right, guys. There was a death note on this episode. So a death note is inevitably every episode of Murder, She Wrote is the last piece of television someone did before they died.
Because they're all old,
Right.
which
Because-
we love.
Oh.
Yeah.
Inevitably.
Oh, that's so sad. And
I
that's
know,
like
because it's their last IMDb
It's-
credit. It's like,
It's pretty much every episode.
Yeah.
There's 200 some episodes, but there's
such a-
because it's such an old cast, and
But-
Angela Lansbury
Yeah.
was notorious for taking her friends, people that she worked with in the 40s and
She
stuff.
was like, I
like
know you want to
she's
be
like,
on
you need
TV
health,
before
health
you die.
insurance.
So to
like,
keep
I'm
them,
gonna
yeah,
get you
so-
a SAG.
So they could keep their so they keep their
Yeah.
insurance. So she was
Good for her.
So it's like, you know what? Yeah, good
So
for
we'll
her.
acknowledge their deaths. We'll pour one
So
out.
we'll
It's
pour
good.
one out. This one's for Bradford Dillman, who played Commissioner Folks, the guy that was doing a Charlton Heston impression the whole time.
Okay.
Mrs. Fletcher. He was doing full Charlton Heston the whole time.
All right.
Um,
he was the least I expected out of all
He
of them.
I was going to say, he looked
the
relatively
youngest
young.
of all of
Yeah.
them.
Aside from the grandson, the youngest person in the episode.
100%.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, he looked like he was the only one with not white hair, right?
yeah. He was
Yeah, the
on
only-
the up and up.
Not Bob Barker. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the only one
Oh.
without a snow top. Yeah, was the guy. Yeah,
Wait, do we know how he died?
I didn't look, but because he wasn't that old. It must
He
have been
wasn't that old. So
It must have
like-
been a heart attack or
Or
something.
the
'cause
drugs. I don't
Maybe
know.
he was
Based
dipping
off
into
the
his
episode.
son's drugs.
Right, exactly. I don't know. Heart attack.
Found JR's stash.
Right?
Well, only one other note. The only other person that really had a career outside of this was Anthony Geary, and he played Luke on General Hospital. I feel like Steffi, one of our listeners, would want us to mention that because he was in 1,000 episodes of General Hospital.
Which
Which
character was
Which
he?
character was he?
He was Luke of Luke and Laura. That's the only I've heard. Of Luke
No,
and
in
Laura.
this episode.
Oh, in this episode, he was the junkie.
Oh, the
the-
junkie.
Yeah,
Okay.
who also played. Do you know the movie UHF? Weird Al Yankovic's movie.
No.
No.
UHF. He played
I
it.
like
He had a
him,
small
but-
role in. He played essentially an alien in that. In that.
That
And it's
I
like-
mean, his brand is consistent.
That's the thing. It's and I was going into this, I was like, oh my god, the guy from General Hospital, Luke and Laura, heartthrob, and it's he's the least attractive one in the
He was
episode.
very
All
very
kinds of
Heartthrob in it.
it's Luke and Laura, they were.
Maybe they
The
just
thing.
fucked him up to look like a junkie.
Maybe that's what it is. The
and
haircut
then
was.
worked
The
really
haircut,
hard to make
but,
him look good.
I don't know. Maybe he was off. Maybe in his younger days. Let's give him maybe
I
in the
don't know.
mid '70s. Maybe that's when he was.
Right.
I don't know, but
right.
you can't
Peak.
fake bad teeth.
I was about to say in
Did
pock
you-
marks and that.
I don't know.
well.
Soap operas were different in the '70s,
It's
man.
fine.
I don't know how
That's
this
a
works.
different time, different beauty standards.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Let's
Dive right in.
dive right in because this is gonna.
Yeah.
Literally the most confusing episode I have ever watched of the show.
Because here's how we start this episode.
I've never
Yeah.
seen any other episodes, so now I'm just
This is
assuming.
this was we
literally-
threw you in the deep end right away, and I do
Okay.
apologize because this
I'm
was
like,
they're not.
we're supposed to talk about this
No,
afterwards.
I was
I don't
sitting
know
there
what's
during it. I was
happening.
like, I don't. Oh God, it's so confusing.
Are we just going
We
to
should-
start by talking about her poop? Can we
Thank
start by
you.
talking about the beginning
She
of the
gets-
I
episode?
didn't even know what that meant.
I
was
think
like, what's
her
the
morning constitution.
She the woman calls her the widow
Yeah.
or soon to be widow. No, the widow calls her, and Jessica's and she's like, oh, I'm sorry to bother you, Jessica. Oh, no worry, I was just taking my morning constitutional. It's like we
You
all
could have
understand that's-
lied, but you
Yeah.
also could have
Oh
lied.
yeah, I did just wake up. Thank you.
You could have been
Okay.
like, no, I was up.
I'm
Don't
sorry.
worry about it. How are you?
Or
I
I was
Or
in the
don't
other
answer
room.
the phone.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Or hello. Just you don't have to mention it at all. You don't even have to give an excuse.
You're just like, no, I was pooping.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Ugh.
Okay,
Doing
Jess.
it.
Great way to start off with Jessica's pooping, and then we go immediately into a flashback.
I'm glad you remember, because after the poop, it was a little bit
It
of a
was
blur
all
for
right.
me, as most poops go.
But we leap right into a solid 4 minutes of exposition.
Yes.
It was
Like-
more. I felt like
It was
I
the
felt like it
first
was
act
like
of this episode was
exposition.
solid nonstop exposition that
Yeah.
it was insane. Hannigan is we flash back to Jessica meeting with Hannigan when she gets this information for the first time that there might be a man wrongly accused in jail.
and this
And-
murder happened.
Who, by the way, we never meet.
And Hannigan's an asshole. So I don't know why, his whole theory pans out at the end.
And it's
more or less.
and Jessica's even like, they harp on this guy like, oh, 2 Pulitzer Prize winners. He's wonderful. And then she's like, I've looked at this evidence. It is garbage. It's
He
gobbledygook.
literally lost his mind. It's like, oh, I did the hard work. I did like some of the research, but will you do all the work for me, Jessica? And like, I'm going to be dismissive and horrible to you the entire time. Okay, cool.
And what did he call her books? Like fluffy?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, no.
We were just ranting and raving. I was like, frothy? I don't know.
Frothy, it might have been, though.
It was like, yeah, something like that. Yeah, like, it's not one of those frothy mystery books
this
you
is
write.
real, Jessica.
There's a real corpse
But,
and
like,
a real
I
muffin.
need you to do it because I can't do it for myself.
Because, like, the doctors might be right this time, and
like,
I might actually die.
They've told me I've got a month left, and they might actually be right. It's like, P.S., this is the healthiest looking guy in the episode.
Yeah.
Did we ever figure out what Hannigan's relationship was to the woman whose brother was accused? Were they weren't married? There's too much of an age difference, right?
You know what? That's what I assumed.
I assumed.
But I don't think it was
So
ever
is this
stated.
just
It
a
was
gold
never
digger
said.
situation that got thrown, like, tossed under
I
the
thought
rug?
she
or?
just had good face. I don't know.
I think she's just like, she dyed her hair clearly, so I think she
did,
was
like,
just
face
keeping it.
work.
He looked too healthy for a dying man.
Yeah, like they just put
she
him in a
looked-
wheelchair and a blanket.
That
you
thing's
know?
like, oh, we'll put
Okay,
a blanket
you're
over his
sick.
lap, and that means he's sick, so it's fine.
Right.
Yeah,
no.
still don't. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
the thing,
welcome
like,
to Murder,
That's
She
a
Wrote.
mystery. Okay.
I'm also like, not to be morbid, but it's like, if he's dying in a month, name check what's killing him. Like, it's just kind of annoying at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, don't just be like, I'm gonna be dead in a month.
But
I'm built like a lumberjack and feel like I could live forever.
Right.
But definitely don't tell us what's happening.
Okay, perfect.
But there were already too many other details.
But he was drinking Irish whiskey only, and
And then
Maybe it's a liver failure.
Liver thing.
Yeah.
that thing is like,
It's got really dark really fast. We're just gonna like come up with like
it's
theories
just
on what
alcoholism,
he was dying
and
of.
he's just leaning into it. He's like, yeah, fine.
he's
I
like,
knew
maybe
what-
this time will do it. I don't know.
I knew it would take me eventually. I'm gonna live longer than I thought, so
Yeah.
why not?
Do I support Hannigan now? Maybe.
So the woman,
So
I
it's
don't remember
the-
her name. The redhead.
Redhead.
Um,
The
The
re-
one with color in her hair.
The only non-white white-headed female aside from
Right.
Jessica.
the sister.
The sister.
We need a family tree.
But she's the only sister
Are
in
they-
this equation.
So-
So
her
essentially,
sister-
everybody is related that we're talking about here. In one way
Yeah.
or another, everybody is within
Other
the same
than
family
Jessica.
tree, except for Jessica.
And the
And the
racist
sass-
guy at the mortuary.
Yeah, the sassy guy that runs the mortuary.
in the early 90s, they weren't gay; they were just sassy,
There was just-
I
he was
think
just-
that's what.
That's basically what it was.
I'll use
like,
whatever terminology.
flamboyant,
He was just
flamboyant.
He was like, no, we don't like. He was like, do you
Just- he
watch
was just
Schitt's
a-
Creek?
I love Schitt's Creek.
He's like an Alexis,
he
but
was
like in the
like-
early days, he's like, we don't have that at our funeral.
basically that's what he
Yeah.
was. Yeah, he's just kind of like an uptight little queen. And it's
Right.
like, yeah.
So our favorite character.
So the best one in the
Right.
episode. Yeah.
He's like,
A gay
we don't
Mr.
play
Belvedere.
Irish
Yeah.
music
But the
at this
thing
funeral
is-
home.
I don't care for the Irish singing though.
That's his favorite.
Yeah, he was one step away from doing like the puppy hand thing that she does. So they're talking about like, oh, you have to write this book. My brother-in-law ? Didn't do it. Here's all the evidence I have. We have to get this out there.
He's already been in jail for 16.
He's already been in jail
plus
for 16 years. It's like
They're
so
really
you,
not letting this one
No.
die.
also, that's the thing. It's like you've had this evidence and you think he's wrongly accused, but you're only just now getting around to writing the book.
Also, you're writing a book about it.
Not
You're
even like trying to
you're not,
like advocate on his
investigating
behalf.
it.
It's
You're
like,
No, we're not
I'm
talking-
gonna write a novel.
If you'll notice, there's
I mean,
not
like, let's solve something. Let's make money off of it.
yeah, there's not an attorney or like a private investigator, someone who could actually
Absolutely
clear his
not.
name.
No.
one like that is involved.
No,
here.
it's Jessica.
It's just an author
Yeah.
calling upon another
You
author.
do the work for me because I'm gonna die in a month. Solve it, Jessica. Thank you. Bye. No.
I feel like you should have some bigger reason then for needing her to write the book.
And it's like, did
There's
they?
no reason.
Like, if
to
you're
write
not
the
gonna
book.
make money off of it, if the what
Right.
like what?
Yeah. And did he just
It's
get
the only
her?
way to solve things in the 80s? Unclear.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't.
That's
Ben,
it, yeah.
tell me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, let me tell you. It was the early 90s. Juries were not to be found. You had to write. If you didn't have a
Absolutely
book
not.
written about you, you were guilty as the day is long.
OJ.
So Hannigan like puts all this on Jessica, and then he's like, "Oh, and here's what happened that night." And we jump to a flashback within a flashback, which
was a first for us.
Which it was absolutely first, and I was like, at this point, I was like, "Oh, we're in trouble," because I'm not. This is gonna be too much.
But in that flashback, we only saw him like drunk stumble up, right?
Yeah, we saw like from a distance, guys drunk stumble in, and we saw like woman from a window,
like peering out. Was
Yeah.
that the sister?
That was the one who was
murdered.
Who was
Yeah.
murdered.
Oh, okay.
And like we heard some crashing and stuff, but we didn't. That's all. We didn't see actually anything
We
inside
didn't
the house,
see that
right?
until later.
Yeah, we don't see that until later.
Oh, I can't wait to get to that scream.
Oh my god!
It was
So we'll get there. Okay. Anyway,
Special.
5 minutes of exposition, flashback within a flashback. Jessica is called upon, so she goes to. I think this episode took place in Philadelphia.
Are we going to the Chinese restaurant? Am I going too far ahead?
no.
I'm gonna let you guys go.
No, I don't. I'm like, Ben, tell me
like,
what
Ben,
happened in this
you do
episode
this.
because I'm so confused.
I don't remember the timeline.
Wait, why was it in Philadelphia?
We know the guy came off the plane, right? No, they were at the restaurant.
Oh,
He
there is the
condescended her, and then they went to that restaurant.
Yeah.
Because there is the plan. I do love this because so she meets with.
Like,
I do love the scene with the PJ with the private jet.
with
It
the
is-
like old ass limo and like the little. They don't even have stairs for the PJ.
didn't
He
have
just like kind
they
of
just
crawls
had to
out
hop
of the
out.
hole. Yeah.
And
It
then,
had like a Lambo door that just got suicide door.
Yeah.
Suicide door. And I thought, "Oh, that's cool enough. Thank you."
Like it's just a prop plane, y'all.
Right.
It doesn't have to look real.
Just crawl out.
do you watch Vanderpump Rules, Caitlin?
My mom does, so no, I do not.
Okay.
So your mom and us are best friends.
Have your mom call in. She
Can
is
you
going to be on our
FaceTime your
show.
mom again?
Yeah,
She is going to be on our Vanderpump Rules podcast, which
Yeah.
is shocking we don't
Vanderpump
have.
Rules.
As long as you when
Trademark
you
here,
get to
thank you.
a 90-day fiance, I'll be here.
I've been trying to get into that, but I've heard it's so dark.
It's so. I've watched one episode, so I disclaimer,
so
but
the
it's
one
like it is.
Beautifully
No.
dark.
Yeah, so the one episode I saw, she was like, it was like a 14-year-old daughter, and she's like, your dad doesn't want you here anymore, and she's like, fine, Dad, I'll move out. And like then later, she like put scratches all over herself and called the police. It's like a famous like 90-day fiance couple.
Oh my, yeah.
And I was like, that's one episode I've seen, and then I've seen them in like E-News and stuff, like so dark.
You need to start. From,
Get back
yeah.
in.
Mhm. Just
Yeah.
start from the beginning and just get to know these people.
Oh, God.
Okay,
I'm
that's
in for the ride. I just need to be like emotionally
Ready.
prepared.
Prepared,
Yeah.
For the idiocy. Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But the only reason I asked because I was going to compare the people getting off the plane. It's like that's Lala and Randall,
Oh, 1,000,000%.
and
Like,
it's and it's beautiful. But before we get there, there is Jessica meets with the police commissioner, Charlton Heston guy,
yes.
Who died?
who
Who had
Not
bad
in the
teeth?
episode in real life.
Oh,
The dead- yeah.
yes.
Our dead-
Sorry.
I was like, did he die? I literally
I
for a second
I was like,
did
he had bad teeth.
Y'all look
Is
really
the equivalent
confused.
of death?
And
I
I'm
don't know.
Ben, you just told us he died. He was our honorary
You're ahead of
dad.
us. You're ahead of us.
I got that one.
Okay, so yeah, she met with him, and then the old rich guy kind of came over, and like I actually love the banter between Jessica because she's like, "That what did she say? It's like that seems like alarmingly like a threat," and he's like, "Oh, it was," and it's like, "Oh, it is on."
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, these two are not like fucking around.
Every
This is
time
like
they
cordial fighting.
It's
the
cordial
most
wasp
passive
fighting. It's
aggressive
great.
waspy fighting ever.
And I could have watched an hour of it. I would have understood
Yeah,
it better.
I would
than-
have learned a lot actually.
Yeah, I thought that was. I loved their back and forth, like, because that guy was like, "You can try." What's his name? Try, and she's like, "Oh, he won every thing." He's like, "Well, his lawsuit his streak would have been over because we would have put him, like, we would have taken him for every penny and the proverbial shirt on his back."
Also,
He did say that, and I was like, oh, God.
Also, can you imagine hiding behind the corner at like any restaurant and then someone being like, and then Ben, and you're like, hi, I'm here. No, I'm not going to drink or I'm not going to eat. I'm just going to sit down and chat and like ambush you at this fucking dinner. Like, where was he waiting around the corner
So
the entire time?
I love
Charleston
this.
Heston guy called him and told him to show
But
him
like,
there.
was he
It
waiting
was
behind like where the waiters
I
like
like-
bring out the food?
I like your theory that he was literally just hiding behind a pillar, waiting to hear his name,
Well,
and then
obviously,
strolling around the
yeah.
corner like, "Oh, what?"
Yeah, because then he strolled out at the exact time he said his name, and I was like,
Like, I do like your idea that it was all set up, and the guy's like, old Glenn Washington, whatever his name was, won't have that. And then he strolls around the corner like, that's right, Commissioner, I won't.
That's
It's like,
that's my truth.
Have you guys, another show, have you guys ever seen Arrested Development?
Yes.
Okay, so it's very much so like a Tony Wonder sort of thing.
100.
Where
This guy
it's
is the Tony
it's like
Wonder.
Just waiting for the word wonder. Did someone say wonder? He just like hears his name and he's like, it's a yeah. Sorry.
That's exactly what happened. No.
Yeah. So Tony Wonder
Tony Wonder
gives
comes around the corner and
comes around the
Jessica.
And then we see him. Then he goes to the PJ to meet the son, and just this.
Who was a heartthrob at a point in time.
I hope that's
who
the drug addict.
The drug addict from.
He was a heartthrob.
Luke and Laura.
Oh right. On there. I thought you meant like
No.
in his character's junk
No,
past.
sorry. I'm like, one time was this. Okay.
He was in Meth Romance.
Yeah. So his name, I think, was Eric.
Okay.
Gets off the PJ with his lady friend.
All we catch is her ass.
I know.
And then never see her again the
It is-
entire episode.
it is so-
My name is
Like, we get this whole, like, little thing from her, like, it's Schmidt, but I changed it for personal reasons. She goes by Mike now? What she, where was she?
No, she goes by Smythe with a long I.
Oh, Smythe.
Yes.
I
She
kept hearing
used to be
Mike.
Here's the thing, though. Her name was Schmidt before
Yeah, and she went to Smythe.
for career reasons.
Because it's
It's
fancy.
the 80s.
It's fancy. Like, yeah, and then...
Autism in the 80s. I don't know.
I was like, I thought if you were looking to be in show business, you leaned into that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But I was like,
But she was also playing the dumb blonde
ditzy,
archetype.
yeah,
so
exactly.
That was a joke we just didn't pick up on.
that could 100% be the case because half the jokes I don't get on this show.
I'm sure they made a lot of Jewish jokes in the 80s that were okay.
Oh, probably.
And that was one of them. I don't know.
She's like, oh, I would never carry that last name, so I have this instead.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Oh my god, you're like, you're an idiot.
Yeah. And so she tells us her name, tells us what it used to be, what it is now, and we learn, like, for the first time we actually remember someone's name, and it's like, all right, honey, turn around. Camera, zoom down,
On her
pan down,
ass.
zoom on that ass as she walks up on the plane.
That was the only unnatural. Like, I mean, granted, it was like, you know, filmed in the early 90s, but that was
Right.
the only unnatural, I think, camera.
It was the only time
shift
it
or,
wasn't like a static camera.
Shot,
Yeah.
like, it was just like, where is this? It was so quick.
Yeah.
There was no, like,
every
Giving
other,
the people what they want.
bam!
really.
yeah, exactly. Every other scene, you're absolutely right, Caitlin. Like, static camera's not moving anywhere. When we get to the ass, pan down, we're following
And
that
we're
thing.
going
Like,
through up the PJ.
this thing is like, the guy, like...
But there was, like, nothing else in that shot.
No, literally just us.
It's not
Like,
artistic at all. They were like, how can we make it feel as much like porn as possible?
The softest core.
So, yeah, it's so weird. So, anyway, now she's out of the picture.
I have a question because I've never seen any other episodes. Did they try to sneak one of those in per episode or no?
I feel like this is a new thing. Again, maybe it's late in the
That's
season.
why
they're
we
trying to-
were like-
90s! It's
The 90s changed it. We were like, what the fuck is happening here?
We're talking
like,
about
no.
junkies. We're showing ass.
Hippie kids, ass cams.
Also-
And it was that high ass, her dress was giving her kind of that high, you know how there was the high ass everything in the 90s?
Yeah, and then she had the high
She was-
belt with the high
she-
skirt.
Yeah, she was giving us very
High ass.
high ass 90s
Yeah.
high ass.
I didn't know high ass was a thing. Now I do.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's coming back. So
I
we'll-
feel like I was like, do I?
It is coming back.
Okay.
Okay, what next?
I honestly do not remember.
So the drug
Yeah,
addict
that's,
signs
I'm like,
sent.
that's all I could, like, in the timeline, that's
Well,
where I
'cause
stopped.
So
Here's
he
the-
sends him back, and then he's like, we're going to discuss things. And they're talking about the murder because he sends the girlfriend back because they have business to discuss.
But that's the thing, it's like, none of you are guilty. Why do you care?
That's-
They're behaving so guilty. Like, they are 100% trying to cover something up.
That's why I think it's like season 7, maybe? Like, they
Just
were
like a little, like,
they're confusing us enough to think like it's a thing.
You're right. I did not put all of this together.
That they're not
None
even
of those
involved.
people are even involved.
It's JR.
No.
Who is
Junior.
Charleston
Charlton Heston Jr.
Right.
Junior? Yeah.
The
Who's
Puerto, the,
PH.
How is
the
he
Puerto Rican
related
son of
to
two white
anyone?
people.
That's the thing.
How did he
okay.
come into the picture? Where did he come from?
He was a drug dealer of the former heart.
No, not JR, but his dad. Where did he come from?
He
He just appeared, right? Am I
no,
right?
he was a police. Was he a police person?
Charlton Heston?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have,
Oh, God.
This is
here's some more
literally
exposition.
so hard to follow.
This is, I know we say
And
this
this
a
is
lot,
how they
but
got away with so much because we spent the entire first half of the episode just trying to do this, and we're still trying to do this.
Exactly. No, like, literally, Ben and I, every episode, even, like, season 1 and 2, we're like, who done it? But, like, for real this time, we can't follow anything.
that's the thing. I feel like in earlier seasons, you can be like, okay, here's this person's motive. Here's how they could have done. Here's this person's motive. And then we get to this season, we're like, it is so overly convoluted. And like, I think Caitlin is right. Like, seemingly on purpose to hide the flaws and
I think it's
some of the
like
story.
He
telling.
needed Caitlin's fresh eyes to be like,
I think
I've
it's
never
just
seen
like
this, and this
we're
is
gonna
something
keep you
else.
guessing and like
Yeah.
asking questions, and you're like, okay, but now I'm asking all the wrong questions.
Right. Like, Ben and I are normally like, oh, we're just maybe a little stupid.
That's it. We
when it
blame
comes
ourselves.
to it.
We're like,
Yeah.
we're dummies. We don't get it. But it's like, no, it's actually just confusing. It's like confusing
Exactly.
storytelling.
I don't understand the family dynamic.
Like,
in
I also
any of
don't
this.
understand why it's so important to solve this mystery.
Yeah. I mean, I guess
I
the
mean,
guy's
I guess
in
it's
jail.
because the guy's
But
in jail.
But, like,
But
it's
why?
not
who
who she
But why
decided
now?
to write this book. Yeah, why?
It's
because
been
he wanted
16.
to write a book. He wanted to get the money.
That's it. Is that all it is? Because it's literally
So
16
then why
years
does
later. This is
Jessica
the
give a fuck?
But then why is he giving... Because she's like,
Yeah.
no, I didn't tell him I would write it. I told him I'd read his notes, like, as
And
a
then she-
dying man's last
But then
wish.
she kept going. Do you think it's because she got shot at? I don't know.
Is it
that was
because-
the only part of the episode I
Well,
was
that's
like,
the thing.
therefore.
Yeah. And then why did the wife shoot at him to get the...
To keep her
Like,
just
why would you do attempted murder for a book about a drug, like a rando?
And again, and at the end of it, we're told we're basically not supposed to feel that sorry for the guy who's been in prison for 16 years because like he was a wife beater. So we're like,
But it's also 2019, and that's not right
It's
to
a
put
different-
someone in jail.
it's a-
for
yeah,
16
yes,
years.
exactly. I feel
So
like
we
they
do have feelings about it.
We have feelings about that.
I
And
do-
then we also have feelings when Jessica's like, yeah, we know he beat her a couple times. We're like, Jessica, no, like, you're our savior. Like, don't say this. It's 2019. But I'm like, okay,
They
Jessica,
did,
it's a different
right?
time.
They were trying to justify. I'm not crazy. Like they were trying to justify. Like,
No, 100%.
I think he
She's
was
like,
kind of an asshole. Should have.
he
You know.
came home and, like, what'd she say? Like, toss her around? I was like, no, not that. In my Alexis. No, thank you. But, you know, not everything ages as well as it should.
This this episode did not.
Not as bad as, like, our Native American episodes, but
Oh yeah, I'm sure that was.
no.
Yeah, those were.
A
Super
little
fun.
roof stuff.
At least this was just about the Irish, and it's like, and nothing was like the only thing about the Irish. Like they love to drink. There was like working.
He's, like,
And the
literally
whiskey.
drinking
Danny
Irish
Boy.
whiskey. And Danny Boy, I'm reading
That
a
was
book
it.
about the IRA right now, and they're like, they were singing Danny Boy. And then that's the second time I ever heard of it, and I was like, okay. It's like an on-brand Irish thing, but...
A story about me like a couple years ago. Got some bad news. Whatever. Was on the bus. That is one of the songs. Like hearing Elvis's rendition of Danny Boy, break down crying on the bus.
No.
It's
Yes.
like- so it's
I
like-
heard that story, but I forgot that it was rooted in Irish history.
Yeah. But yeah, Elvis's rendition, Danny Boy. I could cry right now, you guys.
Honestly,
it's so beautiful.
watching-
it's ridiculous.
Watching,
It's ridiculous.
watching all
Do we
those
want to
drunk...
take a moment
Yeah.
to start playing Danny Boy by Elvis so that
We better not.
we can get
We better,
Benny
it's like-
crying on the podcast?
Like, let out the toxins. But watching all those white guys who I hated originally, like, join together with whiskey and, like, karaoke, basically, I'm like, man.
And walk out, and
okay.
like they tried to like bring our sassy queen into it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Tried
Sassy
to
Queen.
bring him into it, and he was just like throwing stuff like, oh, it's like.
He's like, we don't listen to Irish music here. It's
Have
like,
they
ugh.
literally, so he was racist against the Irish? Is
He
that
was.
Okay, but, okay.
such a
I'm
weird,
literally
that's
reading
such a
the book right now,
specific
but,
thing
like,
to be.
there was more Irish in the United States during the Troubles times than there were in Ireland. And it went through, like, 98. So I was watching this, and I was like, okay, like, that tracks. I was, like, in the heart. It started in 72 and ended in 98.
Oh.
So that was, like, the heart of, like, the Irish trash. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Irish, so... But I think that was, like, in the midst of all of that. Still wrong. But, you know, here we are.
History.
So that's what it was. Maybe he was like Protestant, and these were Catholics, and he didn't want any part.
Exactly.
Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah. Or he's,
Yeah.
like, faking it until he made it. I don't know.
But it's like if like someone singing like a famous funeral song in your funeral parlor, like if that sets you off.
Can you imagine someone singing like Hava Nagila, like a Jewish? You'd
Oh,
be like,
he was.
oh no, thank you.
No, he's not even renting the funeral parlor. Okay,
Like, yeah, no, thank you.
You can go next door.
Yeah.
There's one in down
This is Maine or Philadelphia? Unclear.
I think it was Philadelphia.
Oh, I don't
think
even
this.
I just feel
She
like
was it like she got the call in Maine and they had her fly out.
Oh right, she was taking the poop.
There were a lot of planes.
That's what I was confused by. Is like
But I never, because normally we see Jessica staying at a hotel when she's somewhere else, and we didn't see that. But we also didn't see her at her home, so I was like,
she was just that's the thing. Yeah, she was just out and about. She was out and about the whole time.
yeah,
She
as you do.
did keep busy.
Yeah, Jessica.
That's the thing. And she tried to get out of it multiple times, and then she was sitting in the grandson, who we haven't touched on yet.
With the bad
that guy.
and the like blue eyes.
Who's like hyper anxious and paranoid for someone who knows nothing.
Nothing.
Exactly. That's the thing. Like
He's like, you don't know
Dad,
what
you
you're talking
haven't
about.
told me the truth.
Dad, you haven't told me everything.
Yeah.
It's like, well then get the fuck out of here. Why are you sticking your nose
Why are you
in this?
here?
this thing is like I feel like I've been lied to, and it's like, and then we're so stretching for like stuff in this episode. We spend a solid like 90 seconds where they're talking about maybe it was the 3-year-old that did it. It's like you guys stop. You
This
gotta
has to stop.
don't make everybody, including a 3-year-old, a suspect. That's
That's why we normally stay within like seasons like 2 to 6. 2
yeah.
to
I feel
5.
like
There's more Jessica involved. There's less like
it's just tighter script. Like because Peter Fisher wrote this episode. He's been with the show from the beginning. Like writing 22 episodes of mystery a season for 7 years. Like, hey, guess what? Would I be able to 7 years in be able to do as good as this? No.
We're gonna blame a 3-year-old. Sure.
But at the point that you're like theorizing, like basically it's like remember that episode of The Simpsons where Maggie shot Mr. Burns? Is like, did that happen here? Question mark. It's like that can't be your theory, Jessica.
And they always blame the redheads, or there's always a redhead involved. Because
There's
I'm
always
You have to.
yeah.
You have to.
There's always
It's
a fiery
red
redhead,
herring.
and it's like she's so fiery. She's like sending notes saying this guy was poisoned. She's shooting out windows.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was such a good
Redheads
move.
are crazy.
So all just to keep the story going, but then wouldn't it have the opposite effect, like to scare her off? That's what everybody assumed was going on. It was to scare
And
her off.
nothing happened to her. She was
No.
like, "Oh, I understand. Like you shot at me through a window."
That is true.
She was-
No, you're fine.
So many unresolved crimes.
Yeah.
And also that's the thing. It's like
I'm like, okay, that's attempted murder, probably, but
you shot into a business that was open.
Yeah.
You easily
happened?
could have killed somebody. Why, when the cop goes to talk to her, is like, okay, we know why you did it. You are still clearly under arrest.
And
You
your
easily could have killed somebody, you lunatic. So
And your reason is I wanted you to finish a novel.
Yeah.
Okay, no, that's
So-
not a thing.
so ridiculous.
No.
I love it though.
But that is where we met the Santa Claus guy, and there's no other way to
right.
describe him, who was the biggest sweetheart. Again, it's like I want
Grandpa.
I want this guy in the whole, like, he was so sweet. He was the one who was transferred away.
Where did he go?
After a week of the case.
I'm like,
This is the guy who was transferred.
I have no idea I thought he was just a bartender. At that point, I was in my own head, like just trying to like.
No, I could even be wrong about this, but he was the Charlton Heston guy. Is like, I took over the case after a week,
Right.
and so he's like, the guy that I took it over from is the bartender.
Oh.
And that's why he was like, oh, I retired however many years ago, but I was going crazy, so that's why I just work here for fun.
Oh.
I'm a bartender for funsies.
I thought it was time for him to retire. I thought he was like, I am good.
He's just like a bartender.
Social Security.
Bartenders know everything, so we'll go talk to the bartender.
Okay, yeah, that adds up.
But so I think like, okay, that's what so talking to this guy. He honestly, he even admits it, like it's even in his dialogue. It's like, sorry, I didn't help you that much.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, you didn't. We love you. Don't get me wrong. Love and adore you, but you really didn't move the story forward at all.
That could explain why I don't remember anything he said.
There was nothing consequential in what
good.
he said, other than him being a total sweetie.
I only commit important things to memory.
As you should.
He was adorable, though.
He was so great, and he was like walking her out to the cab. He was being so sweet.
Oh, that's true.
And that's when he was like, "Yeah, I didn't really help. I'm sorry." And it's like, okay,
Okay.
but we forgive you.
But
Little sleepy
no,
angel.
I was gonna say, I thought I had an idea. It wasn't.
The only one with the like semi accent in the entire thing
Was him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that we're coming to the
old man voice.
close of the.
No,
I think you're right.
I think we're getting to the end of the episode, and it's like it just kind of dawned on me. It's like this case, like this woman was so worried about her brother's the one, the fiery redhead's brother's the one that went to prison.
Yes.
Ben, you're
We'll
the most
pretend.
lucid out of all.
Yep.
I'm 100% Sobes, and
And it's so fucking confusing.
It's so confusing. But it's like, she is so not... It's been 16 years, and it's like, there's no mention of, we hired a private investigator, nothing happened. We hired an attorney. Like, you would think there'd be like, we went into debt trying to do this. But it's like, you live in a nice house. Like, you seem to have put very little effort into this.
We've been waiting to write this book, and this book...
I've been doing this mounds and mounds of research, and I'm just going to do a book. I don't know.
Because that's all it would take was the guy being like, talking to Eric, the junkie son, being like, who was your dealer? Bore a bullet around. Here's all the super identifying things about this guy. Oh,
like if Jessica did it in like 3 days.
2 seconds.
Exactly. Like, and it's like, all she had to do was talk to this guy.
It's like just walking around talking to anybody.
That's it. He put up no, like, that's the thing. Like, he like did not like, we're trying to talk to him, but he keeps putting us off. It's like, once she showed up at his house, he's like, yeah, I'll tell you whatever you want. Because I'm not guilty, despite the first time you met me when we were behaving super guilty. We're actually not guilty. And now, but forget the first time you saw us when we were acting
despite
super
that time
shady.
when I fucking threatened you.
Yeah,
Right.
despite that, yeah, exactly. Forget the first half of this episode where I was full on acting like a guilty person.
But we kind of did forget the first half of the episode because it was so
Because we
confusing.
spent so much time trying to figure it out.
I was like,
I still don't know why all those people were acting super guilty.
Literally no clue.
That's it. I think it was just like, okay, Hannigan's dead, so our family will finally get peace, as if he's been bugging them this whole time.
I also think it has everything to do with being 7 seasons in and someone directing them to be just act guilty so we can throw them off
Let's
the
do a
set.
couple red
like,
herrings.
The
We'll
script
just confuse
is okay,
everyone.
so your acting is just going to have to throw them off a scent. But
Don't worry about your accents.
But why are we acting
Everything
guilty?
else.
I don't know, because you did drugs once and you feel bad about
You're a
it.
hit, what did they say? A flower child who did drugs?
A flower child. Something like a retired
making him seem like he was shooting up. We're like, okay, he did
junkie.
like smoked weed at Woodstock. Like,
That's
not
the,
like
yeah,
a
you know the
entire-
drugs they were talking about was just weed.
Weed,
You know that's
yeah.
what they were talking about.
Okay, yeah, it caused murder. Sure.
So,
Oh, that's so sad.
but so then the only connection between the murder and the rich family is that the buying of the drugs. So there's just this link that is not familial at all. The dead wife was buying drugs from JR, and it's like he's a junior, but it's like, so everybody called him JR. It's like, no, they call him Junior. You don't call him Junior JR. That's
Also,
not.
was she just doing drugs, like smoking weed, to deal with her abusive husband?
Yeah, God bless her.
God
God bless
fucking
her.
thing. Her husband comes home drunk. She's like, okay, fucking go upstairs. I dealt with you. And
I
then JR breaks through the door, and she's like, are you fucking kidding me? Now I have to get thrown through a window?
And then, like, yeah, this is when we see, like, what actually happened. Where husband came home,
Yeah.
smacked her around a little bit, and then the drug dealer was hiding, and then when he went upstairs, drug dealer came out, and I don't know why they were...
I don't know. He was, like, hiding, and he was
like,
oh, her husband's already beating her, and I need money from her. I don't get it, because he was hiding behind
how did
the
I miss
staircase.
all of...
I don't think they explained it.
I remember... Okay, maybe that's it.
I
was
don't...
hiding, but then what happened after he hit? He came out
Because
and she saw
then
him.
Yeah, why
went
was he mad at her
upstairs.
that they were in a struggle?
Well, that's why I was like, maybe, like, drugs and money? But she was rich. I don't...
The thing is, like,
why was JR there in the first
To sell her drugs?
to sell her drugs or collect money, but again, like, you're right, she lives in a giant mansion.
And
How does she
even
not have
then,
money for weed?
If he just wanted to beat on her, he's like a crazy person anyway. Has nothing to do with drugs. He's just like, oh, her husband came in drunk, hit her around. I was hiding, and now I could take advantage. Like,
maybe he was
I don't really
trying
get
to
it.
leave, and she saw him, and then they started fighting.
I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like I'm forgetting.
I feel
something.
like I'm confused, but it's not my fault.
Also,
And it's, yeah, so then she goes to strangle him, and then hits, like, he breaks the chokehold.
And then she does
like full on WWF.
It was
big
very
arm,
stage
like,
combat-y.
It was like big
full
motions.
jazz
Yeah, so make sure they see you in the back of the room. Make sure that. And she
makes the craziest scream we've ever heard. Like the craziest scream we've ever heard on the show.
She is screaming.
There was like auto-tune on it.
At the end of the scream, they put an effect on the end of the scream. It was
like just an echo.
And like even when she's like full on like down, you see the thing like the
like literally glass in her chest.
The ADR scream is still reverberating through the house.
And there's no like not one drop of blood. Like I get a paper cut.
Dude, there was blood.
Was there?
Just the smallest amount, kept it in the shadows.
It was on her hand.
Okay, she was like,
because that thing is like, otherwise you're like...
Season 7's getting crazy. They don't
how
want
is she?
my show
I was going to ask, how do you guys decide which episodes? Does someone's, like, suggest?
Yeah, they were
we let... And you know what I did?
This episode was recommended. Probably because someone else is like, I don't know what
happened.
That's
I was like, maybe it's a nostalgia thing.
Can you guys figure this out?
Normally I write down the names of the people who recommended it because it is one of the top recommended episodes.
They recommended it because everyone needs a family tree.
Bonk.
Everyone needs.
I think that's the thing. They're like, we don't. Maybe they'll get it.
They'll have insight on this. We couldn't.
Sorry guys, you came to the wrong place.
Right.
That is not what we're here for. So the drug dealer killed it, but then he died like a year after that.
So was that ever explained too? How he died?
No,
I feel like it might.
He had the bullet. That was a fake thing.
I feel like there was something very like casually said about him. No, just like going off the rails. Like,
but he was. I think they intimated or hinted that he was also a drug addict.
Right, and he ended up getting too involved in his own work.
Maybe it was like an OD
the blue
situation.
Porsche and everything else.
It's like the undercover cop that then like tries the drugs.
That's right. They said he was narc. So like he was undercover and he.
It got the best of him.
It got the best.
Yeah,
so, okay, so I think he was an OD.
So then that means it wasn't weed, and they were using needles.
Literally impossible.
I'm like, yeah.
Okay, so the son...
I'm just saying.
Undercover cop.
I've tried. It hasn't happened.
So he was actually selling drugs, and that's when he killed her, when he was actually being a drug dealer.
But it was an accident. Like,
But it was
an
accident.
accidental homicide. And then someone else got...
And also, like, he was a cop at that time still? He was still...
And we know, based off 2019... like
the other cops would have covered up for you.
Like, obviously, she was buying drugs. Her husband, they could have set him up the entire time.
She attacked you. You defended yourself. Like, this is not...
This is like Cop 101.
Yeah, exactly. You do not need, like, this giant, convoluted conspiracy theory to cover this up.
Half the reason...
I was over there talking to her because she was trying to buy drugs from me. I'm an undercover cop. I was trying to get a bus.
Pocket, didn't know what was going to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's the question, then.
Yes.
For what reason, then, did people suspect Ginger's brother?
Because he was the only other one in the house.
He was the husband.
Oh, yeah. He was the drunk.
Yeah. Because after he hit her
always
around...
the husband.
Yeah.
Normally, right?
After he hit her, he went upstairs
and, he was drunk and, he
passed out. Yeah.
And he's like, I could have done it, I guess.
Can you imagine, like, stumbling home being like, there's a drug dealer in the house? Who knew? Smack, smack. Go to bed. Thank you. Bye. Like, no.
Oh, I don't think he even knew that he was there.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, can you imagine me like, I don't know.
So, yeah. So, it was very...
This episode was super confusing.
So bonkers, this episode. But then Jessica...
I need to watch earlier seasons, I think.
I mean,
it's the first 5 seasons.
I was like, oh no.
The first 5 seasons are on Amazon Prime here in the U.S. So
good. I'll
turn it on. Like watch an episode before bed. Sweet dreams.
Nice, yeah. Like the early episodes are like very. We still get confused, but like a fun confused. This is like an infuriating, like.
And they're also missing half the episode to try and track what happened.
Exactly.
You don't need like a pencil and graph paper to line it to map.
They just have like a redhead who's like meh, 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 and they're like, oh, she probably did it. And
I was
like
very nervous the first 15 minutes of this episode. I don't know how they expect me to talk about what I just saw.
I was worried the entire 15 minutes too. I was like, I don't know what's happening right now, so let's hope for the best. But they survived, guys.
We survived. And Jessica does go to the 4th time they've had a funeral type thing for this guy, for Hannigan.
Well, they're putting him in the ground.
They're finally burying him.
A wake, and then a funeral.
And then she confronts the police commissioner.
Yeah.
And he basically, confesses everything. And she's like, he's almost like about to make a move on her, like do something. And she calls to one of the funeral goers.
Yeah. One
of the guys that like put whiskey in his thing, and was like, he leaned into the casket and he's like, put in a good word for me. He's like, they established him as being a sweetie.
Cute.
And so then when Jessica's like, can you give me a ride? And like she turns around to the police station. It's like, oh.
I know. He's like,
Oh, one other thing. The JR told Junkie Son, he's like, he's basically like the Joker. He's like, you want to know how I got these scars? He's like,
yeah.
A cop shot me, barely killed, so I wear the bullet around my neck. And then the mom is like, oh, it was the hunting accident. He's like, so are we to believe?
When he was 12.
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
That's a late
he
term.
either started wearing the bullet when he was 12 or he started wearing it when he was in his 20s.
Also, was this a Dick Cheney type of situation where his dad was like, you're annoying, like, bye? Or was this like an actual accident?
That thing, it's like...
Unclear.
So he was just telling, as his cover story of being the drug dealer, he was just telling people that's how.
Almost like miss my heart, blah blah blah.
Okay, so that was.
Oh, and it actually was a hunting accident.
And it actually was, even though, and again, the mom also acting super suspicious, like she knew something.
I think
she did look shady.
I think she just wanted company, like. Everyone's gone, and
she's
like, come in.
And she was dressed
He's
like
not
full
home
Barbara
right now,
Bush.
but
Yeah.
okay. I was like, oh, it's so dark, honey.
Because she lost her son 16 years ago. She's about to lose her husband.
Yeah, it was a dark situation.
That poor woman.
I think she still knew. I think she still knew.
I do too.
The woman
she was
always
behaving.
knows.
The acting is also very like tell all. There's no like good lying that's happening in it.
And stereotypes.
It's like, if I'm gonna lie, the audience needs to know that I'm
in the middle of lying.
Yeah, they're telling and showing. They're not. They're making sure you're well aware.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. Before we go, we're gonna play some games. One game.
One game.
Maybe two. We'll see.
I get nervous.
Okay.
I play games. Okay.
All right.
I feel the same way.
Like, is anyone else nervous?
No, we're in it together.
It's a new game too, so.
Okay.
This will be the first time we play it on the podcast.
I listen to the radio, so and they play games on the radio.
All right. So first, Caitlin, do you want to tell us the charity that you would like to play for?
I didn't pick one, but it needs to be for rescuing animals.
Okay, so just find one later.
I'll find a rescue.
Yeah.
Okay, it'll be on the show notes. Don't worry, guys.
Okay, yay.
Okay.
I forgot. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Like,
but adopt, don't shop.
Little baby aminals. It's cute.
Yeah. I feel very strongly about it.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. All right, guys. So here's how the game works. I'm going to take the goal of the game is to get you to name an actor or actress.
Okay.
I'm looking at the Letterboxd app, which ranks their movies in a way that like the movie they're most known for is number 1 on the list, second most known for, and so on and so forth.
Okay.
So I'm going to.
Do you want a trial run? Like, who's your favorite actress or actor?
No, let's just do this.
Just do it?
Let's just
okay.
Okay, we'll start. I'll try and start. We'll start with.
Is it a competition?
No. It's just like you. Okay.
You're gonna play together.
I'm just helping you because I fucking suck. So it's like
she's your ally in this. You're not competing.
Okay. I don't know anything.
So the game is called What's in a Name. Mm-hmm. So cute.
That's a Shakespeare reference, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to give you the names of the characters that this person played in their top 5 movies.
Oh, this is going to be a train wreck. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's do it. Ben and
I
thought you were going to give me the movie title.
No.
And I would still fuck it
up.
I'm like, I don't remember.
Ethan Hawke? What was the name you gave me earlier?
I was playing with her and I was doing Tom Cruise and I was like, oh, the name of the 5th most famous character he's played is Ethan Hunt.
Oh, Hunt.
And she's like, I don't know who that is. I was like, okay.
And he's like, you're literally worthless. I'm like, I know, thank you.
Okay, so here's how it works. For each one, you get $20 in the bank.
Okay.
I'm going to give you the first name for free. If you would like to buy another name, it'll cost you $5. If you guess the name of the actor, however much money you have left at that point is what we'll donate to charity.
I have no idea what that means, but let's just It's okay.
It's
I
okay.
had to do a trial run, but it'll
I'm
be
one
good.
of those people where I'm like, when you teach me a game, you have to explain the rules as we
I'm
go.
like, let's play it one time.
I can't do all the rules.
That's what I was like, do we want a fake actor as
totally
actor just because that's how I learn?
I'm like, and now what do I do?
I think it's like, once you play it, I think
We've got this together, kind of.
Like, Marissa, once you play it, it's like, oh, this makes sense.
Oh, 100%.
I leave here and Ben's like, you owe $500.
It's like, somehow you owe us money? I don't know how that happened.
It doesn't make any sense, no.
It's a bizarre turn, crazy turn of events.
This has never happened.
There is literally 1,000 people in this movie, and I cannot see her name. Okay. Give me a minute, okay.
And is this from any, particular theme that we can go based off of?
Oh, actually, yes. The theme is people born in the year 1990. So all these celebrities were born, all these actors or actresses were born in 1990, and that's...
Okay.
That's a year after I was born. So they're all my age.
Yeah,
okay.
exactly. I'm like, Mary-Kate and Ashley. What are their characters?
I was like,
they were, when I was going through the list, I was like, they're on the list, but I'm like, they always just play themselves. So it's not going to be like...
This is going to be one of those games where I feel
professionals.
so good about all of my accomplishments.
No, this happened. Don't
And
worry.
this person has done 15 movies in the time you've been alive. You fucking bitch. Anyways.
Okay, the freebie name.
Okay.
This actress has played a character named Lydia Howland. That's a toughie.
Okay.
Would you like to buy another name?
You have $20. Like $5. So because the top 5.
So
I lose. So I get
$20
to the charity if I guess it.
And
if you guess it on the first one,
yeah.
So every time I have to guess the name, okay, cool.
So if you want to buy another name for $5, leaving $15 in the bank.
I mean, I'm not gonna guess this one.
Right,
I guess we just gotta run them all down. I'm still probably gonna end up giving you money for the puppies.
Oh no!
I guess I'm gonna guess all their money away.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
That's we'll play enough that we won't
okay.
Or we'll switch. There's a different. We can play another game as well. We have
because you and I are both horrible at movies, so.
Okay, another name. I'm gonna assume. Fourth most popular character this person has played is named Sarah Altman.
No, it's on to Sarah Connor.
I will say,
Sarah
I think
Altman, born in the 90s?
Born in 1990. The next name, should you opt to buy it, I think will be the giveaway. If you don't get it on the next name...
Can we get any little hint?
They were born in 1990. Your hint.
That's
your
hint. Who
wasn't? Only the best people were born in 1990.
Sarah,
I want to phone a friend.
Highland, yeah.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of
Sarah Altman.
Sarah Hyland's
an
actual actress, maybe, I think. I don't know. Something.
Oh, I was thinking of the girl from Modern Family.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
She was born... I think she actually might have also been on the list, too.
I think
she was actually born in 1990. So you're not far off. Would we like another name?
Yeah.
Girls, your puppy money. I don't know.
Right?
Okay, the next name, Bella Swan.
Oh, Kristen Stewart.
Yes.
She was born in 1990.
She was born in 1990.
What were the other 2 movies?
The first movie...
Was one of them the one with Jesse Eisenberg, where she plays the handler? What was that movie?
Imagine him on a leash.
Yeah.
The first movie was Still Alice. She played the daughter.
I can't watch that because
that movie will destroy you forever.
Yeah.
The next movie after that was she played Jodie Foster's daughter in Panic Room.
She did.
Oh, but I didn't know the name of that. No, I knew that, but I forgot the name of the characters. I remember the house, the elevators, everything else. Okay.
Dude, that movie was probably the best thriller of that time.
Anyway. I loved it.
That was it, yeah. And then after that, we would have gone on to Personal Shopper. Which is terrible. Don't watch it. It's bad. And
Bella Swan was her third?
Her number 1 is Into the Wild.
Well,
and what's that name?
Into the Wild.
I haven't seen
it.
That's what's going to happen to this generation of kids once they realize all of their parents ruined their privacy for life.
Yeah, just run into the woods.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
She played Tracy Tatro.
Okay, thank God we stopped it at 3.
See. So does the game make sense? I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
So $10 to puppies.
Said $10,
Yeah.
and we're gonna play some more. I think we'll do one. We'll get your guys confidence back. We're gonna play one that I think will.
I'm feeling
Good luck.
fine.
My therapist has been working on it for years, and that's not happening. But
I have way too much confidence. Oh my goodness.
I'm just faking it. I'm totally fine.
Okay, the 5th most popular character in the movie that this actress played was named Katniss Everdeen.
Oh, Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Winnie!
full Twensky. And Jennifer Lawrence, born in 1990.
I hate myself.
Okay.
August 15th, 1990. She was born her birthday was 2 weeks ago.
Okay, hey.
Look at her.
Thriving.
Look
winning
at her.
Oscars.
Thriving!
So
These people are a year younger than me. It's painful playing.
I was like,
Fuck you, this is my year.
Fuck you, Jennifer Lawrence!
when I was doing this, I was like, are these people this young going to be in enough famous movies? No, they definitely are.
I literally thought they were all
100%
older than me only because of how successful they were.
Yeah.
Not based on looks or anything else. I'm like, okay.
But her top movies are Hunger Games: Catching Fire, The Hunger Games, Silver Linings Playbook, X-Men: Days of Future Past, and Mother is number 1, which is a complete lie because that movie is
Okay, Melissa Fabik.
dog
No.
shit.
Oh, wait. Is that Netflix movie?
But
That
that's
I
like
did not
Julia
finish.
Roberts, and it's the Valentine's
Oh,
Day,
never mind.
the whole they
No,
always do
no,
a
no.
movie about a holiday. No, not that one.
Not Mother's Day. Mother! Exclamation point.
Oh,
I'm thinking I Am Mother, which is different.
We were-
no,
That's
yes.
the
Which is a
These are
sci-fi
all-
movie.
that's the one with Denny from Grey's Anatomy, who plays her husband. And
No,
then
Bardem. Javier Bardem plays her
literally
husband.
get them confused every time. Okay,
I don't know any of these.
Michelle
people.
Pfeiffer, Ed Harris.
Michelle Pfeiffer, I'm for.
She was that movie's it's embarrassingly bad. Anyway,
I feel like
okay, here we're gonna play this one. Remember, I said we're gonna play some people who are in these movies that we were talking about earlier.
Oh,
This
right.
is the star of Sibling Rivalry. So she wasn't born
fuck.
she wasn't born in 1990.
I was about to say it came out. Okay.
It came out in 1990.
Right.
She was already an established star by 1990.
Okay.
Okay, so the first name that she has is simply Joan. I'm just gonna go ahead and guess you guys want to buy.
Not a Joan River. No, I don't know.
I think Joan of Arc,
Okay. But the
No.
actress?
yeah,
I don't know. Well, it's fine. That was a freebie.
That was the freebie. Okay, the next name is Molly Jensen.
I will be perfectly honest. I'm not sure I know any character's name in any movie.
Literally none.
I mean, I couldn't tell you what Samuel L. Jackson's name is in Pulp
And
Fiction.
I don't know either.
I don't know.
I picked a movie for Ben earlier to practice with, and I was like
character
something
names.
McQuaid. He's like, I know him, Jonah Hill, and I was like, how the fuck do you know this? But
Is McLovin on the list?
right, exactly. I got that, but I don't know the actor's name. I don't know the actor's name. I'm like, okay, yeah, his fake ID from Hawaii, super bad, but no.
We'll buy a name.
Yeah, we'll buy it.
Okay, this one.
We need more of a hint.
I think she's gonna get this one.
Good.
Oh, Ben, don't set me up for failure.
The third most popular name, Gladys Lehman.
Gladys Lehman.
Lehman.
Let me say it again.
Yeah.
Gladys Lehman.
You're making me feel even worse for not recognizing this name. Give me a hint because I feel like I know it.
You definitely know it. I'll tell you.
Okay.
The main character in this movie, alongside Gladys Lehman, is Amber Atkins.
Oh, Drop Dead Gorgeous!
Drop Dead Gorgeous, I love that!
Wait. What's
Kirsten Alley! I just made my boyfriend watch that last week. Gladys Lehman. Yes. Lehman's Furniture.
Oh my god, it's so good. Thank you.
Oh god,
that
movie is everything. Oh.
It's one of the
I
greatest movies
literally
ever
tell
made.
everyone I'm like Drop Dead Gorgeous.
Amber Atkins.
Amber Atkins.
I can't do accents or I do it too.
Minnesota's a
thank
good one.
you.
You gotta learn the Midwest.
The thing is, like, yeah, Amber Atkins is easier to do with an accent because it's like that name is built to say with it. Yeah, it's built to say with it. Gladys Lehman's not as accenty, but
I want Ben and I at work to like him show up with like the soda can, like, or like the beer can glued to
that would be
his
such a
hand.
great,
Oh my
like,
God.
And I'll be like tap dancing.
you can be in the wheelchair with that in your hand, and I'll be pushing you around. I'll be Allison Janney's character.
Perfect, and like the leopard,
Allison
and I'll be
Janney.
like, oh, perfect.
Just be like, how you boys doing? Just hitting on everything that moves.
That works.
Chain smoking.
Okay, we figured out our Halloween
Oh,
costumes.
that was such a good movie. I'm
Okay.
gonna watch
Thank
that
you,
again
Ben. That made
tonight.
me excited. I
See,
got it.
I
You got it too, but I'm like,
okay. Kirstie Alley was the star of
Yeah.
Sibling Rivalry.
She did so much shit during. Oh, she was even with the Olsen twins. It Takes Two.
yeah. Running
Oh
the
my God,
orphanage.
That's her
Back
number.
that.
That's her number 8 movie. It Takes Two.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure. What were her other two?
The number 5 was Deconstructing Harry, a Woody Allen movie. Number
We
4
can't
was
say him.
Look Who's Talking.
Okay.
You never heard of Look Who's Talking?
With the babies?
The Talking Babies?
With the voiceover? With the babies?
Her number 7
I was
movie
only
is,
like
They made
the,
like 3 of them.
they did Look Who's Talking 2, where they're toddlers, and then Look Who's Talking Now, where the dogs start talking.
No. I was
Roseanne
like
voices
more
the
of
baby?
like a Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Maybe
No,
I saw the
Bruce
cover
Willis
at,
voices a baby?
at Blockbuster, like maybe walking through, saw the covers, but
probably-
haven't
You
seen
definitely
the
did.
type. Like,
Marissa, the opening of this movie is you follow a sperm
wait, no, I've seen this.
down the fallopian tube. You see a sperm enter the egg. That is how this
I've
family
seen,
movie
no,
opens.
I've seen that
Very
beginning.
progressive.
Then I've seen that beginning.
Okay, then you've seen this.
Then
and
I've
it's
seen the
literally
movie.
Bruce Willis's voice, like, where am I going? What are these other guys doing?
Yes.
It is bonkers.
Okay, so I
amazing.
don't remember the movie, but I remember that intro.
Like, because
and
if you've
that's
seen
enough.
it,
I feel like that's like
if you've
so,
seen it, it's seared into your head, and then it's these two
Unforgettable.
these two
Do
now
we watch
famous
it?
Scientologists, because John Travolta's the other lead.
Oh, can
Horrible.
we unpack something for a second?
Yes, go.
When I was a child, my favorite movies to get excited over were Grease and Top Gun, because I had a sexual thing in my early years for John Travolta and Tom Cruise.
Dude, hot.
And so as a grown-ass woman, I'm like, did I have a thing for closeted
Dude,
Scientologists?
honestly, maybe like
Girl has a type.
maybe like Xenu was coming through and like getting you into the thing.
Like 7-year-old me, like, had a type.
For sure. Yeah.
I was like,
Still conflicted over that.
Yeah.
I thought- I-
Understandably.
I was about to, like, are we about to be told she was in Scientology?
Yeah, I was like, I
brace
prepared
yourself.
myself. I was like, I'm all in. Tell me everything that
because
comes to mind.
this podcast is over. You're
They
telling
put
us everything.
snakes in your
We're opening
mailbox.
another bottle. Let's go.
Oh my god!
But I'm glad. Yeah, I mean, John Travolta and Tom.
I put those. Things.
Like,
I
he's
mean,
like-
but Grease and Top Gun, like.
Yeah, Grease
I
Lightning.
mean, well, Tom Cruise is still like, you know what? He's still a movie.
He's like a Polly Pocket. I could put him in my pocket.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah, once you. I mean, for a 7-year-old, the height was okay, but
1,000,000%.
as a grown-ass
Yeah.
adult,
You question yourself. Yeah, for sure.
Speaking of Scientology, her number 2 movie, Going Clear.
Oh.
I love how that's
Wait,
like
she
her.
was in it?
They used
I
like
don't even know
footage
what
of
that
her.
is.
Oh, it's a Scientology documentary on HBO.
It's
Really good.
amazing.
Oh, I need
Yes.
to watch it.
It's
Yes.
really, really good.
It's so I've watched it twice now, and it's like
Ben and I are super. I've
fascinating.
watched it on planes. I'm like, oh, I need something to doze off to.
It is
Oh my
fascinating.
Yeah.
And they talk to not Squeaky Fromm again. That's
Like
the
Sunny.
There's a
girl
girl
who got John Travolta into Scientology, and she's like a little peep squeak.
and
like,
now she's out of Scientology, and she feels so bad. And she's like talking
She's
about
like,
like
I feel bad.
exactly.
but,
She's
like,
like
she
I
talks
did
like,
this.
I'm so sorry. Like the cutest little
Ugh.
baby.
Oh, is it like what's her name? The one from The Act. The girl who killed her mom.
Yeah, wait, what is that based on?
There was also an HBO
Spanky
documentary.
Taylor.
Spanky.
I was like,
that
I have the
sounds
name- I have the movie right in
inappropriate, which
front
is
of me.
why I probably never said that.
Let me look it up.
And Little
Spanky.
Rascals. It's
Spanky.
fine.
And Kirstie Alley's number 1 movie, Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan.
Really?
She played
I
Lieutenant
really like
Savick.
that
Haven't
movie
heard of her.
with her and Tim Allen where they were Amish for like a week. Do you remember that?
For richer or poor, yeah. I remember.
Yeah, I fucking love
I'm like,
it.
how-
Do I remember
How
it?
is that not her top movie?
That movie is. Yeah. Oh, went to the. I remember there's a
That
little
was
bit,
when Kirstie Alley was like super hot.
she was on fire. Like Cheers, like was lighting up. Like she reinvigorated Cheers. Cheers was like back on fire again. She was like, they're putting her in all kinds of movies. Yeah, she was amazing.
Yeah.
And
then she went to Scientology and Weight Watcher.
I didn't know she was a. I thought she was. I thought she was Jenny Craig.
She was one of them. Slim Fast?
Maybe it was Slim Fast. Yeah,
Slim
I actually
Fast,
don't
I
know.
think maybe.
Because she did that show on Showtime called Fat Actress.
Yes.
Did you ever watch that? That was actually a good show.
She did like just put it on. It feels like she became an overweight actress overnight, though.
Yeah, it was, and like all the late night shows were making fun of her, and she like leaned into it. I mean, she looks like she did in the 90s. Like she looks like it's
great.
I just remember the first
Xenu.
Yeah. I heard the first time I ever heard of Scientology was when she was saying during labor, Tom Cruise was like, "You can't make any sounds when you give birth," and I was like, "Well, that's fake. Like, no one can do that."
Cool,
and I was like, "Okay, that's that was my intro to Scientology."
I'm like, so this isn't gonna work
real.
for me.
Like I need pills. Like I need an epidural, and I need to scream at the top of my lungs.
I'm like, I can't make it through my menstrual cycle without making sounds. So.
Or downing a bottle of wine. So no, I can't make it through childbirth. No, I can't.
This is never gonna work.
Never.
Okay. Now we're just gonna do a couple more just to see if we can get the total up for
$40 for puppies.
Yeah.
Let's keep going. Just do a couple more names. These names don't have anything to do with anything now. They're just famouses.
Okay.
So we'll just do a couple more, and then your tenure will be complete.
I'm here for it.
Okay. This actor's fifth most popular character name is Rick Dalton.
Oh, Brad Pitt. No, Rick Dalton. No, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yes.
In Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh wow, I haven't seen that movie yet.
Was
it good?
I think it was good.
I think I'm going to enjoy it my second time seeing it.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Like, the first time was like a very uneven for me, but I'm like, as I think back on it, I'm like, oh, I really like that part. Oh, that part was great. Oh, that was super. I'm like,
exactly.
I like so many parts of it, but like, why is the whole?
You need to marinate on it. Like the first
You
time,
definitely.
It's
It's
so
too
long.
Like, if you
long.
like parts of it, it's probably because it should have only been parts of it.
Yeah, it was,
exactly.
yeah,
but like with the wine and Jay, you're like, okay, this is fine, and like you piece it together at the end.
I love a good. It's Tarantino, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
But it's not as violent as you would think.
Oh.
No, it's just more.
That's why I go to Tarantino.
No, see, that's what literally.
That's the weird part.
I need it to be so violent, you have to put it in black and white.
Especially with the Manson stuff, I was expecting it to be way more violent, and it wasn't. But it was like visually great, and like Brad Pitt still has abs.
It was still amazing, yeah. So it was like, I think, once you're like, I'm able to sit in the comfort of my own home and maybe pause it, go get something like, and
eat like a bowl of pasta while I'm doing it,
like,
I'll enjoy it more.
Yeah. But yeah, the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, number 5, followed by The Revenant.
Okay.
What was his character name in that?
Hugh Glass.
Grizzly? Okay.
Grizzly, yes. His name was Grizzly.
Grizzly Bear.
Django Unchained.
Okay.
Where he played Mystic Handy.
Don't remember any of the names, but yep.
That's a thing, yeah.
The Wolf of Wall Street, he played the wolf.
Okay.
What was his name?
Jordan Belfort. Jordan Belfort. And number 1, Inception.
Where's Titanic?
What was his name?
Jack Dawson.
Yeah, seriously.
Is it Jack Dawson? Yeah, Jack Dawson. I don't know Titanic. Titanic is number 7.
That's upsetting.
Again, I don't know how this metric works where, you would think Titanic would be higher. But let's see. He played Dom Cobb in Inception. Dom Cobb.
Dom?
What a terrible name.
No.
That's a really bad
He didn't
name.
seem like a Dom.
What a terrible name.
Who does seem like a Dom?
Like,
You seem like a Dom.
a guy
to me.
popping off a bottle of champagne like in a
Right.
tux. Like, no.
Okay, we'll do one more.
Okay.
One more. I'm trying to think. Let me think of a big name celebrity. Let me see. I'll just go here. We're just going to kind of pick one at random. This one could be a giveaway, though.
Honestly, what's a giveaway to you?
I was like,
maybe not to us.
I don't know any character.
No, I don't.
Okay, this one I think will be end up being a giveaway once we get to the next name, but we'll start with this first one, where his character name is Stan Fink.
No.
Nah.
I'm just trying to think if I know any
A
characters
Stan
named
thing.
Stan.
That's the thing. I don't remember characters' names in movies.
It's not
That's
American
a
Dad.
shame.
I know his name is Stan.
I feel like with characters' names, it's one of those things where you're like, once you hear it, you're like, oh,
Unless it's like a Bella Swan or like
those names that are like, otherwise you start to associate with that.
Here's the
like,
thing with me too, like I'm not an auditory learner, so like the reason I would get Bella Swan is because I've read the books.
Right.
So like if I've seen the name, I can connect it. But like
more.
I mean, I like one of my favorite movies is Baby Mama, and I don't know either Tina Fey or Amy Poehler's character names in that. Like
Not at all, yeah.
And it's one of those things where, like, in the credits, they might just be listed as Joan.
Right.
It's like they might not even have a last name because, like, well, we didn't
Like,
establish
okay.
the last name, so we're not going to give.
Yeah, there's not enough
Didn't
storyline
need
to do
Yeah.
that.
Okay, fourth most popular name, Bruce Banner.
Oh, Christian Bale? No, Bruce Banner is Batman, right? Bruce Banner.
No, he's the Hulk, right?
Oh, the Hulk.
I still don't know who played the Hulk.
Okay, Bruce Banner. What's
Well,
his name?
I still
This
No,
is
is he modern? Is he cutie with curls? Is he Mark Ruffalo?
Mark Ruffalo.
Yes,
Thank
Mark
you.
Ruffalo.
'Cause I was gonna say,
yeah.
I was
The
like-
cutie with curls.
Because if you don't know Bruce Banner, that is number 4, 3, 2, and 1. So if that didn't do it, then you were out of luck.
I kind of
I
hope you're like,
knew
okay, I'm gonna take away
that
another
Bruce Banner
$5.
was the Hulk.
What's
Bruce
the
Banner.
That would have been hilarious. I wish you guys had got it. I was like, okay,
Of course,
buy
I'm
another
like
one.
Bruce,
Buy
like-
another one. Bruce Banner.
Wait, what's Batman's name?
Bruce Wayne.
Okay, thank you.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
confusing they have the
They're
same
both
first
Bruces.
name. Okay.
I
Excuse
get
myself.
Bruce Banner and David Banner confused.
That's because in the 70s, in the 70s show, The Hulk,
Yeah.
with Lou Ferrigno, where they painted him green and he was the Hulk, the network executive that put on the show was like, oh, when Stan Lee and them were like, okay, it was Bruce Banner. Here's what he's like, Bruce is a faggy name, so we're going to change it to David. That's why he's
No.
David Banner on the TV show, because Bruce was...
Bruce was.
It
I
was like one of those names, like, I feel like in the 90s
Like-
it was Lance, where it's like, it's just like a gay name.
Basically, any name that ends in a CE.
Yeah.
It's like, so he,
Okay.
yeah, the network executive was like, nah, name's too faggy. His name's
I'm
David now.
Oh my god. Okay, well.
So,
I know
Good
plenty
to know that depressing fact. Oh god.
I know plenty of gay Davids, so
Yeah.
yeah.
They're all
all right, $75.
Yes! Oh my god. That's
Yes,
like
girl.
$5 less than it cost me to get my dog from the shelter.
See, there you go. Someone has a dog.
Yeah.
All right, Caitlin, do you want to tell the people where to find you on the social media if you want them to? You don't need to if you don't want to.
I mean, it's fine. We all want followers, right?
That's the whole point, I guess.
So my Instagram handle is Work It with Kate. It's WERK, because obviously.
Work.
And
Obviously.
then
Like
Kate,
Missy.
yeah, and then Kate is CAIT.
And we'll link it in the
the-
episode.
Yay!
Top of
Yes.
it.
Cool. Love that.
All right, guys. Oh yeah, we have a close. I was like, how do we do this? How do we end this
Dude,
thing?
it's been
It's been
months.
months. How do we do it? Okay. All right, guys. Until next time, do all the good you can.
For all the people you can.
Doing
I
it.
was like,
She's like, yeah.
All right. In all the ways you can.
for as long as ever you can.
All right, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.